Hey MGTOW, this is Vention. Kicking up a good pace today. Feeling good. I'm off the Rick Simpson oil. I need to get some shit done, and when I'm on that indica Rick Simpson oil for the cancer thing, my motivation goes away, and I'm just sitting there not doing much except fighting the cancer and fasting and recovering. It's not like I'm doing much, you just can't see it. Man, all this crazy rioting is sure disappointing. And it was pretty sad the way, I was really angry about the neck kneeling incident, and man, it's evil and monstrous and freaking horrible. But of course, guys who happen to look like me get killed by the police all the time, and nobody gives a shit. It's like, whatever. I think the difference is that we're more numerous, and we have more tribes within the European bloodline, I guess you could say. Some of those people are Antifa. A lot of them are freaking crazy ass MSNBC watchers and leftists and feminists, and man, responsible for all kinds of screwed up incentive structures in our country. But that one MAGA hat wearing guy went down to the protest with a flag and a sign and was going to join with the left, because people want to make connections. I have that feeling too. But when you do that, if you're going up against a bunch of low IQ rioters who are not your race mostly and want to kill you, then it's best to stay away from that sort of thing and stay far and stay armed. Ta-da! This little SCP-380 is light enough to actually run with haltingly. I just wish my 55-year-old legs were capable of it. But I can get a good cardio if I really push the walk hard, because I'm getting enough muscle in my legs now that it's using enough oxygen to get me winded when I really push it. So, good times. And considering all the crap that's happening over in the riots, man, I'm not quite paranoid, but a little bit concerned that, who knows, maybe somebody will come over to this side of the lane and run me down. And if I'm still alive when I land, they're going to get several rounds of .38 aimed right as close to their gas tank as I can see, as I can find. Oops. Sorry about that. All right, turnaround point. Just turned around. Now it's one more mile back home and I'll be done. I'm really starting to enjoy these walks, strangely enough. Oh, but back to the riot thing. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. People, if they're the wrong color, they're being dragged into crowds and beat unconscious. But you don't have to be the wrong color. You just have to be in the way, too. But they seem to target you a little extra hard with racial violence. So anyway, oh yeah, there was this one guy who was supposedly protesting with a flag, and it might have been the same guy. They dragged him into the crowd and beat him down, and he just did not deserve it. Pause. Pardon the burps. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to run. See if this 55-year-old can actually break into a slow jog. In the past, it's been so painful, I just couldn't couldn't do it for more than like a couple hundred feet. And here goes. Oof. Lumbering along like I weigh 300 pounds. My legs have always been the least strong part of my body. Oh man, okay, well, I'm gonna keep this up. Well, got back to the house and the power's out. Go figure. But fortunately for me, I've got a camper. And I got a generator. Dumped the tanks the other day. Didn't fill the water, but it's mostly full anyway. Yeah, let's see here. Fresh water, looks like it's about half full. So, always nice to have a little backup house that you could go to if you need to. Good times. But as far as this, all the riots and everything go, I am convinced that there's a lot more than meets the eye on this problem. We've got a lot of real serious planning and infrastructure going on. They had, like at 2 in the morning, they had big pallets full of bricks delivered for the rioters. And who's paying for that, you know? And I am encouraged that that they consider Antifa a terrorist organization, because they certainly do use terror. It's they use the threat of violence and violence to change people's behavior and change people's change their decision-making process. That is terrorism. And the left has gotten a pass on that for so long. It's just victim mentality. They feel all powerless, and they feel they can't, which is probably largely true. they can't do anything for themselves, so they're determined to make everybody else support them. Freaking leftists, man. They make me tired. Man, if things really do blow up in the States, man, I might just have to grab the truck camper and go hide in the woods somewhere. Fortunate for me, this is this area here where I moved to after I sold the house. It's very rural. Well, not very, but somewhat rural for Western Washington. And so it's pretty stable and not much crime going on around here. So yeah, good times. Okay, you MGTOWs, I'm going to let you go, and don't get married.